Garrys are Erica, Julie, Lenore, and Matt Meyer. They're about to hop on a plane to fly to the UK, but first, Erica, Julie, and Matt join us now. Good afternoon, Erica.
Hey, how's it going, Peter?
Well, and how are you, Julie?
I'm great, Peter. Thank you for those very kind words.
I mean them. And Matt, this is the first time you and I actually talked, so thank you for being here as well.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
So, Erica, I'll start with you. What are you going to be doing in Wales?
We're playing at a music festival there called Focus Wales in Wrexham, and we're really excited because we've never been over there to that part of Wales before, and we're making a little bit of a tour of our trip over. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
What are you expecting that festival to be like?
Oh, well, there's a lot of really amazing Canadian artists playing there, and I know it sounds silly to travel across the world to go see Canadian bands play, but honestly, I'm kind of excited about that.
Julie, we haven't talked on the radio in almost exactly 3 years, but the three of you, at least I know, were on CBC Radio in Northwest Territories more recently. How was that?
Yeah, it was awesome. We were up there for Folk on the Rocks festival in Yellowknife, and it was so fun. They were so hospitable up there, and it was really beautiful. And we were there pretty close to the peak of the midnight sun, and it was awesome. It was kind of right before the forest fires came too, which was very bittersweet to see that on the news afterwards. But lovely folks up there, and we hope they're doing well.
Julie, what has life been like on the road the past few years? I mean, you've been to the Northwest Territories, South by Southwest, North by Northeast, New York City, Germany. What's that all been like?
It's been busy. It's been a juggling act. We're always balancing, music stuff and travel with regular day jobs and, family life and just all the responsibilities of being an adult. So it's always a lot to kind of keep all those balls up in the air. But it's a lot of fun, and I feel really grateful that we get so many opportunities to share our music around the world, and just also to see different bands and meet different people all over the place is something we're very, very lucky to get to do.
Well, before we bring Matt in, Julie or Erica, tell me about Matt's inclusion in the band over the past few years.
So I think it was like early 2020 when we first started kind of rehearsing. We were getting ready to play a couple shows with Matthew, and then, as you know, the pandemic started, and so that kind of put everything on a pause. So once live music kind of came back, I guess, we really enjoyed incorporating him into all of the music we were playing too, especially because having just like a three-piece with guitar, bass, and drums, it really helps to fill out the sound a lot by having a second guitar or keys. And so it's been really awesome. And I think it's allowing us to kind of go in a cool direction musically with our songwriting as well.
Matt, what was it like for you before, kind of officially joining the band? Were you on the outside being like, hey guys, I'm here too. I'm also a Garry, a son of Garry. Or were you just fine doing your own thing?
No, I was a big fan of the gals, obviously, for a long time. We had talked about rehearsing together, and then, as Erica mentioned, we finally got the ball rolling on that. And here we are. It's been great.
What's it like traveling the world with your sisters?
I get that question a lot. It's awesome. It's a great opportunity. Not many people have the opportunity to play with their siblings or to travel with them at this age too. So it's been really great for in that regard. And meet some cool people, see some cool parts of the world, and hear some great music, right? So it's been wonderful.
Julie, what are your dreams as a band right now? Are you enjoying exactly what you're doing, or are you guys all looking for something else still?
I think as a band, we've always kind of just taken our opportunities as they come. We have like a bit of a vision board, but it never it's always kind of stuff that feels in our grasp and maybe like reaching a little bit beyond that. So like a good example is like before our last album, we had on the vision board that we wanted to work with Dallas Good. And we were, so lucky to be able to get him to produce our album. So that was like a bit of a stretch for us, but still kind of in the realm of something we thought we could do. So that's kind of the stuff we talk about. And then sometimes we'll put out feelers or applications or whatever to try and make those things happen. And sometimes we're really surprised and delighted when they do happen. And then sometimes when they don't, it's just, it's not a huge deal because we have other opportunities that we can pursue. And so, yeah, I think we kind of just take it as it comes. And right now we're kind of really focusing, I think, on just writing, trying to write some new stuff. We're kind of at the tail end of our album cycle for Get Thee to a Nunnery, and trying to, write some new stuff, especially stuff that incorporates Matthew just from the get-go. Matthew's like done a great job of like retroactively kind of inserting himself into some songs we've written already and adding some extra guitar parts and flavor and stuff, but it's a little bit of a different process to have him there from the start. So that's what we're approaching for the first time right now.
Well, I was going to ask, because we'll talk about the new song in a second, but does this new song and what you just said mean that we have a new Garrys album coming?
It's coming together kind of slowly. Our writing process is like super collaborative in that we do most of it together in one room. Like a lot of bands will have, one or two maybe principal songwriters that can write kind of, even in their bedroom on their own time, and then bring a mostly completed song to the group to kind of finish off. I think that's probably a way faster process than what we do, which is we all kind of get together and might have like a nugget of an idea, like a little chord progression or a little riff or a melody or something, and then we'll build off of that. But most of it kind of takes its shape while we're all with each other in the same room, which, yeah, it's fun and it's rewarding, but it just takes more time for sure.
Erica, I mentioned you made an album that I think could last a lifetime, and I really do mean that. How do you feel about Get Thee to a Nunnery now, 3 years later?
Well, that's very kind of you to say that, Peter. Yeah, I'm really proud of that album. I think we worked really hard on it, and it's so funny looking back on the time period when we recorded it, because we were literally like in the studio and we all got our like emergency alert that lockdown was happening. So it's interesting to look back at that time and kind of see how much time has passed since we recorded that and released it. And now when we've done so many really cool things in the last couple of years because of that album. So yeah, I guess I'm just really proud of it.
Well, you have a brand new song out today called Cakewalk. I want to talk about the music video first, actually. So it takes place at Miss Saskatoon 88 with musical guest the Garrys performing their hit song Cakewalk with your favorite host, Mr. Matthew Meyer VII. Matthew, do you mind telling me where that idea came from?
I think it was Julie stumbled upon this found footage, and there was a real thing that happened, and this Miss Saskatoon 88, and it is a recreation of this super awesome cheesy video.
Julie, do you mind telling us more?
Yeah, I think I was just like exploring on like archive.org, which is where you can just find a lot of like old public domain media. And I think I just punched in Saskatoon or Saskatchewan just to see what was in there that might be like locally produced or whatever. And yeah, I found this, it's like an hour-long video of this like pageant, Miss Saskatoon 1988, and it's like an old production from like CFQC TV, like the precursor to the local CTV channel, and there's like a bunch of contestants that are like wearing the fashions of the day, and like there's like very dated choreography and lighting and staging and stuff, and so but it's like so wonderful. It's just like such a time warp, and so I found this video and I shared it with my sisters, and I was like, I wonder if we can like, I don't know, take this footage and make a music video out of it, like just put our music to it so it looks like they're performing to our song or something. And we like investigated the legality of a little bit, and it didn't seem like it would fly. And I think there's a very good chance the women from that video are still in the Saskatoon area too. We didn't want to offend anybody by using this old footage. So instead, we were working with a local photographer and filmmaker, Carrie Shaw, and we told her about it, and she just like took it and ran with it. She was like, "This is amazing. We can recreate this." She kind of pulled in a whole bunch of people to help with set design and wardrobe, and it kind of came together as well with the support of a Creative Saskatchewan grant. So yeah, we can use that footage. We kind of made our own version of it instead.
It is fantastic. Are you all old enough to remember VCRs and VHS tapes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite growing up?
Christmas Vacation, probably.
Fantastic.
Mine was Beetlejuice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I still have that, Matthew. What can you tell me about the song Cakewalk? What inspired you to write that one?
Well, I think like because we had this idea for a music video before we had a song, we kind of did it a little bit backwards. So, yeah, Lenore and Carrie, the filmmaker, had met together to think like, how can we make a music video? And then they ran with this awesome idea. And then we were like, okay, we have to write a song for this video now. And so we just kind of started, like Julie said, writing really collaboratively. And I would say like the lyrics are kind of about like how sometimes you receive good advice, but you might actually do the opposite thing, for example. And sometimes there's like a balance between these two kind of polarizing ideas. So that's kind of how it came together. And I think the title Cakewalk kind of fit with this idea of these beauty pageant contestants like walking on stage like it's a cakewalk, but you know, you think like internally what were they going through, what was all the work they put into that. And so we kind of tried to like parallel that with our songwriting, I guess.
Well, I played a song in the intro that Lenore once told me was inspired by this.
Marry me with my money.
and I wonder if that's what's, I mean, obviously you said that the video came before the song, but are there sometimes lines or it's just like a phrase like you can have your cake and eat it too, and then you write a song around that idea?
Yeah, totally. We like, I think each one of us keeps a list in our phone. We're like, oh, that'd be a really good song title, or this would be a great lyric. And then sometimes it's like we revisit that idea over a couple of years and we're like, one day this will be a really sweet song title or even like an album title. And it just, you know, sometimes the ideas are there and sometimes they're not. But yeah, it's kind of a backwards way to write a song, but it's pretty fun.
Well, it's been fun talking to all three of you. Send my best to Lenore, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.